I'm going to break something right on your show here. Well, I'll post it on X, so I guess I'll break it on X and also on your show. And this slide says, how does whiteness work? This is an IBM internal document. I talked to you a little about it, Tucker, but it's the Red Hat, which is the subsidiary of IBM, and it says, quote, whiteness constructs the game, hides the rules, then rigs the game over and over again. It's this slide that they give out inside IBM, and so there's really kind of an explosion of whistleblowers coming forward. It's very encouraging. And I think that that could have a real effect in 2024. I think the whistleblower is going to be very important in 2024. People on the inside with access to what's happening.
Yeah,
so,
I'm fairly optimistic.
Right.
I got to be honest. I mean, with what you're saying, especially, but we just have to we have to be vigilant.
Well, it's almost like the first person, you know, he has to take an extreme leap of faith, and then everyone else will follow. But this is the sort of whistleblowing in numbers, in big numbers. I've never seen that before, and it's very encouraging to me. But someone has to come forward first, and that person is still within IBM. IBM Deep Throat is still there. So I'm very encouraged by that, Charlie, because usually it was a couple people, but it's hundreds. And I think that that's going to be a taste of what's to come.
And the CEO has responded, right, Tim?
CEO was on an all-staff meeting.
A foreigner who became an American, Arvind Krishna.
Because he said if you hire white people, or there's too many Asians, we'll dock your bonus and terminate you. So then he gets on an all-staff call last week, and he says, there's this video that came out, okay, of me, and I said these things, and he's talking to tens of thousands of people, and he says, don't give this any oxygen, don't give this any response. And that was recorded and leaked and published.
Yeah.
So the CEO is telling everyone inside the company, don't respond to this. So I don't know what they're going to do now. They can't fire 100 people.
This is building culture. And the message, James, you've spread for a long time of be brave has reached a lot of people. And if everyone holds that within their hearts that they will always be brave and stand up for what they believe in, we need not worry about this in 10 years. But that's hoping.
In numbers. I think people need to do it in numbers.
If anyone's watching, to connect all this together, we need more whistleblowers in these AI companies right now. We need whistleblowers right now in these AI companies to come forward with what's really going on, how advanced is this technology. We don't know enough. We had one, didn't you, Tucker? Didn't you have a Google whistleblower that said it already reached singularity?
Yeah. And
wow.
yeah, it's been happening like so many trends in our society in slow motion, and you sort of see it and you register alarm, and then like deep ominous dread, and then you sort of move on to the next unfolding crisis. And it doesn't feel like anyone can pause long enough to address any of them, and they're just sort of moving inexorably forward almost autonomously. And if you put it all together, you're like, what are we watching here? We're watching like an actual pivot point in history. And I don't think I'm being alarmed. I'm not an alarmist by temperament. I have a sunny disposition, I think. And, but I don't see you can reach any other conclusion from that.
Well, it's really horrifying. There's this line in there that you mentioned about what whiteness does. No, they're not saying what white supremacy does or what white racism
Whiteness
does.
constructs the game, hides the rules, then rigs the game over and over again.
No, it's a racial attack.
Now just think about this. It's a blatant racial attack. So they'll say things like this. They'll say whiteness is evil. They'll say we need to eliminate whiteness. And you have to pay attention to them when they accuse you of things. When our buddy Michael Knowles said we need to eliminate transgenderism, they said, oh, he's not attacking the idea of transgenderism. He's promoting genocide, which of course he was not. Okay, so if they think saying we need to eliminate transgenderism means you actually want genocide, what does it mean when they say they want to eliminate whiteness?
Well, they've explicitly called for it. They've celebrated the fact, I mean, the President of the United States did that. I'm looking forward to the day when there are fewer whites, when they're in the minority.
It's sick.
Well, what is that?
Yeah,
I mean,
to call for any group to become a minority is such a sickening, unfathomable
well,
thing to do.
especially in a country where they've told us for my entire lifetime that minorities are by definition mistreated and oppressed in this country. So by their definitions, being a minority in America is a threat to your life, and they're celebrating a group becoming a minority. It's like, what? We're all too embarrassed to say so, but that's like genocidal language.